Hey everybody, it's Julie. Thanks for joining me here today for some Bible journaling. I'm using the new Hives and Homes Collection from Creative Retreat Kits. This is the November collection, and I do have an unboxing over on my channel, and also we'll have some linked in the playlist. This is a beautiful kit. I'll just quickly show you the devotional, and we're going to be digging into the devotional and the content. It's actually a trifold this month. And then over here, I've got some things that I may use. The add-on stencil, which is a honeycomb. I've pulled out some of the old enamels. This is from last month. This is the stamp set that goes with the physical kit, and I'm definitely going to use some of that. This is the Lucy alphabet stamp set, and I will link that. I'm not sure if it is still in stock, but I will definitely link it because she does plan to restock periodically. These are the decor sticker sheets. I'm going to use those. I've printed a lot of the faith-filled digitals. This is a page that I printed on clear sticker paper, and actually took this page and just isolated the images that I thought I would want to use on clear sticker paper, and then I printed this one also on cardstock. But that way I'm not printing everything on clear sticker paper that I don't want. So I used an app for that. This is the devotional backing. And then some of the faith-filled digitals, the journaling cards and pattern paper. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm going to use them on cardstock or paper. I've printed a bunch of them in various ways. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and we will get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by getting a little color on the page for my background. And I'm using this honeycomb stencil, which is an add-on that you can get. I love how this looks. I'm using one of the blending brushes and then a Versamagic chalk ink, and this color is wheat. So there is a creamy vanilla ink pad coming out with from Creative Retreat Kits, but it's not available just yet. Should be out soon. So I used something I had on hand. This is kind of a creamy color, and I like just that little background that it gives me. So before I do my stamping, I'm going to rub my stamp with an eraser to help. Just, it almost kind of sands the stamp. When it's a new stamp, you want to do that, rub it with your hand or with an eraser, and it allows it to pick up the ink better. So I'm using Harvest Gold, one of the Creative Retreat inks, and I'm stamping the little flower, one of the Flourish pieces. I realized once I stamped it that I needed to add a little bit more color down here at the bottom with that wheat and the honeycomb stencil. And then before I go any further, adding anything else onto it, I'm going to add a little bit of black splatter with some watercolor paints. I did dry that in between using my Ranger Heat tool, but you could certainly just let it dry. So now I'm going to do some more coloring and stamping. So I'm adding some little spots to this Flourish piece to make it kind of a blooming, a flourishing, a blossoming flower. And I'm actually just using the back of a paintbrush. I did find a small tipped paintbrush, and I started with the color Planetarium, and now I'm coming in with that Harvest Gold. I'm just tapping it, just kind of making little dots with it, and I'm going lighter over there where the text is. And then I'm going to come in with some Powder Puff Blue, but this time I want it a little bit more pronounced. So I'm using a Fantastics. These are awesome because you could just wipe them off. They're great for fixing things. They're great for making little spots like this. And then I'm using some copper ink. I do have all the products linked in the description box, so you can see those. I'm also using my Fantastics. I have two of them. I think they came in a set. One is a bullet tip, and then this is the fine point tip. And I use that with the Powder Puff Blue to highlight my verses. And now I'm going to come in with the alphabets, with the alpha stickers, and I'm going to spell out Flourish. So what I'm going to say here is based upon the text that we're in, Jeremiah 29, 1 through 9 is what I'm focusing on, specifically 4 through 9. And here, I'm going to spell out the word flourish, and I'm trying to decide whether I want to bring it down, underneath, and hyphenate it, or to actually go out into the text. So if you don't want to cover your text, then just come down below. I finally decide, what I did is I put those stickers on some of the clear packaging, an acetate sheet, actually. It was a stamp sheet. And I stuck my stickers on there so that I could see how they looked. And once I get these words in that say dig in, I decide, okay, I'm going to finish the word out. I'm going to place those stickers. So my title is going to say Seek His Presence, Dig In, and Flourish. As we are exiles in this foreign land. This world is not our home, this earth. And much like the Israelites were exiles, we too are exiles here. But God calls us, just like he did the Israelite exiles, to flourish, to dig in where we are, to plant ourselves where we are. So I'm stamping Seek His Presence with with some of those stamps from the stamp set. And I really like this title, and this was in the devotional. The last paragraph says, this side of Jesus' resurrection, we have confidence that God has a hope and a future for us. He is preparing our home while he is making these deserts flourish through us. With gratitude for the finished work of Jesus, we can call on him. When we seek him, we will find him. This world is not our home, but God's presence and grace abound in it. It's worth digging in. So often it's easy to forget what God's purpose is for us here, and that is to glorify him. And if I'm too busy, yes, I need to keep my eyes on Jesus and on the future and that hope, but I also have to grow and flourish where I am so that he can use me. Now, what I love about the devotional is, and about verses 4 through 9, is the specific instruction to the exiles. So I'm underlining those specific things, and I'll come back and I'm going to make a journaling card out of that. So I do cut out one of the little honeybees from the sticker sheet that I printed, and I'm going to make a clip now out of one of these circle stickers. I just take a copper color paper clip, and now I'm going to cut out a little piece of this pattern paper that I printed on cardstock to stick it on the back. So it gives a little bit of a border around that sticker, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut out a tab punch. So that was a 1-inch hole punch, or it might have been a 1 1/4 inch, 1 3/8, something like that. I'm going to check, and I will link it. And then I also use my We Are Memory Keepers tab punch. Now I'm going to make my journaling card where I do some journaling and I write down those specific instructions. So I'm using the Lucy stamp set for those numbers. And the instructions is to first build houses. It says, build houses and live in them, plant gardens and eat their produce. So here on the journaling card, I'm putting up top exiles, because this is like the instruction to the exiles. So I'm going to put down number 1, and I'm going to use some of the wordfetti from the sticker sheet to highlight those specific words. And then in the second instruction is to multiply. I'm going to use the sticker that says multiply, because it says take wives and have sons and daughters, take wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage, that they may bear sons and daughters. Multiply there and do not decrease. And then the third instruction says, but seek the welfare of the city where I have sent you into exile, and pray to the Lord on its behalf, for in its welfare you will find your welfare. That one really hit home with me, that I am to pray for the community around me, for the people around me, for my work community, my neighborhood, my church community, my country, this world that I'm in, whatever community we're talking about, I will find my welfare in its welfare. As I pray for its welfare, its spiritual welfare, I will continue to grow. So as I pray for others, I will grow. And that's part of that digging in and that flourishing. And then the fourth instruction, for thus says the Lord of the hosts, the God of Israel, do not let your prophets and your diviners who are among you deceive you. So the fourth instruction is, do not be deceived. Do not listen to the dreams that they dream. So if I am in the Word and know the Word, then I will not be deceived by false prophets. So I do some journaling on the back of this card, and then I've got all those instructions there. I'm going to add some washi tape. That's such a pretty washi tape. And I'm going to add my tab up there. And on my tab, I put the Word Fetty sticker that says Exile. And now I'm adding one of those wonky hearts. I'm going to outline all of my elements here to make them stand out just a bit more. And then I'm going to pull out my date stamper and add the date for this page. So I've got my journaling on the back of the card. I've got my date. And here's where I put that little honeybee. And that is it for my page. Thanks so much for joining me. If you have any comments or questions, then leave them please in the comments section, and I will check those. I do have, again, all of those products linked so you can pick up this kit and the extras for yourself. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today, and until next time, God bless. Bye-bye.